G'day and welcome to episode 55 of the Guy Who Sews podcast. My name is Sean and this is my weekly podcast where I share my quilting adventures. I'd like to welcome both new and returning viewers to the podcast, but if you are new, I would love it if you take just a few moments to say hi in the comments so we all know we have a new friend. Where possible, any channels, products, or patterns that I mention, I'll put in the description below, but if you need additional assistance or have questions, please reach out to me. I'll be more than happy to help. But let's go ahead and get started today's episode with our works in progress. This week was busy. I had a lot of things to do at work, and I just was mentally and physically drained at the end of each day, but I did get some sewing in. Truth be told, I woke up yesterday morning from my life and realized I hadn't sewn a thing. Better do something. I gotta have something to show, and I have, thankfully. So, one of the projects I've been working on and off over the last couple of months is the Mythical Darksons, and it's a project by Art East Quilt Company, and this is what it's going to look like when I'm finally done with it. And this week I worked on the top two, the fire-breathing dragon and the front-facing one. And I didn't quite get it done, but I did get the body and everything else done. So this is what it looks like, and there's two of these, and the only difference is the tail faces different ways for each block, but it is missing its head. So hopefully next week we'll have head on at least one of them, hopefully both. But this has been such a fun project. I've done a few of the blocks already. I've done the unicorn one, the Loch Ness monster one, and then I believe I did the laying down one here as well, and that sort of thing there as well. So we've had a lot of progress on this, but sadly that is all I have been able to do this week with my works in progress. So let's just go ahead and move on now to our week in review. And if you're new to the channel, this is just a series of clips I put together, most of me sewing, but I also include some of the dogs who are super popular on the channel, and any other events we get up to. So I hope you enjoy. Last week I showed you this cool Tin Man block that I made out of the So Place Like Home Sew Along, and I asked if you wanted me to do the Scarecrow or the Lion next, and the results were pretty close. I think the Scarecrow was just ahead, but I'm going to get at least one of those blocks cut out hopefully this week, if at all possible. So thank you all for your input on that. It was great hearing everybody's responses. And also I asked last week what your quilty goals were for 2023, and I really enjoyed reading through those and responding to each and every person. I think I got to everybody. So thank you for that. So this week I thought it'd be fun just to change directions just a little bit and ask you about your bucket list. And more specifically, is there an item on that bucket list of yours that you've actually been able to do recently or in the past? Or is there something that you plan on doing soon? Or just let me know what's on your bucket list. Do you have one item that you'd really like to do at some point in your life? Let me know in the comments. Now it's time to talk about my goals, and I'm just going to make the goal fairly simple this week, which is just to get more sewing done. I didn't get any sewing done until Saturday, and that was not good for me. I think I need to go back to doing what I talked about in the past and have done in the past, which is try and do at least 30 minutes of sewing a day. I find it very therapeutic, very relaxing, and I think it's going to help me out if I do that. I have so many beautiful projects I want to continue and get done, including the Hunter Star, finish quilting the Cancer Ribbon, and then the Darkson quilt and the Wizard of Oz that I've shown you earlier in the podcast. So I think that is going to be my goal for this week, 30 minutes a day, pretty much every day that I can, and we'll see how we go from there. Let me know what your goals are for this week if you can in the comments. So in case you missed it, I actually put out a number of videos this week, which I was very happy about. On Wednesday, I put out my 2022 recap video, which was basically a mini trunk show of all the quilt tops and quilts that I made throughout the year. If you haven't seen that, definitely check it out. It's a lot of fun, and I really appreciate everyone's comments on that. It was so much fun to read all those. On Thursday, I put out a quick short showing the Puzzle Mystery Quilt. They're still on sale. I'd love it if you could join us on that. It's going to be such a fun project. This stuff is pre-cut, which is even better. You don't have to sit there and cut, which is what I spent half of the afternoon doing today. And if you do, definitely use my code SeanVillage, because that way you'll get a free gift and so will I. So definitely consider that one. On Friday, I put out my update on Battle of the Fabrics, which was something that I was doing during Vlogmas and I didn't quite finish, and I put it out as a standalone video because I just never seem to have time to do it during the podcast, and it's been a lot of fun doing it as a standalone video, so I think we'll continue doing that as well. And then yesterday I had Susan from the Hot Mess Quilt to join me on my live. We sat down and we had a good chat, we had lots of laughs, and then she also brought 5 of her grandmother's favorite quilts that she made back in the 50s or 60s and talked about that. It was really fun listening to the stories behind those quilts. I always love hearing about quilts and the stories behind them. So it was definitely a great time. If you didn't get to watch that yet, definitely hit out the replay. It's definitely worth watching. Time to talk about upcoming videos. I'm going to have at least 2 go out this week. On Wednesday, I'm going to show a recap on the Cotton Cuts Roses Your Way, which was 24 fat quarters that I received and opened one each day over on Martha's Creative Life's channel, and look, it's already falling out. And I thought it'd be fun to go through each one just as a recap to see what I received, and also to give you an idea of what I'm planning on doing at these fat quarters in the coming months. And then on Saturday, on Breakfast with the Guy Who Sews, I'm going to have my very special guest, Martha from Martha's Creative Life. We just talked about her, right? But she's got to come on, and we're actually going to sew something with these fat quarters. So it's going to be a lot of fun, so stay tuned and check out both videos. So I did mention earlier in the video that I didn't get a whole lot of sewing done and that I need to spend more time quilting. And one of the reasons behind that is that it seems like every other day or every week I see a cool new project that I really, really want to do. And I love listening to my viewers and reading their comments and suggestions because you guys come up with some really cool stuff. So anyway, I was on Becca's Live in the chat on Friday night, and one of her viewers, Leah, I can't remember the last name, mentioned there was a Harry Potter sew-along. And I've always wanted to do a Harry Potter themed quilt, but everything that I've seen so far has been FPP, which is foundation paper piecing, which is, you know, something I can do, but not my forte. She actually said there is one out there now, which is traditional piecing. It's the flip and stitch, very similar to the koala quilt that I did last year, and the other 2 quilts I'm doing, the Wizard of Oz and Mythical Darks, and so it's really in my wheelhouse. So I'm going to try and get that started as soon as I can, and as a little additional challenge, rather than buying the kit, which you can get from the Fat Quarter shop if you want to join in on this little project, I'm going to try and make as many of these blocks as I can using my stash. So can I do it? Can I complete it? Can I get close halfway? We will see. I think it's going to be a lot of fun. I think I can get a decent way through it without having to hit the fabric shop. I just think it'll be fun to see just how far I can get with this project. Let me know if you're a Harry Potter fan and if you're considering joining this little project as well. I'll put the link in the description below. I always love hearing from my viewers. I love your emails, your suggestions, your comments, and I just want to apologize now if it's taken me longer than normal to get back to you. I try and answer the emails and messages as quickly as I can, but with work and everything else, it just sometimes takes me a little longer than normal. So thank you all for your patience. But if you have any suggestions or comments, please reach out. I'm always happy to listen, and some of the best ideas I've had on the channel over the last year have been because of you, the ones that you've actually suggested to me. And yeah, I'm always willing to listen. I might not be able to do it right away, but if it's something I think is going to be good for the channel, I'm more than happy to do it. But that's pretty much it for the episode. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, definitely hit the like button, share with some friends, and we'll see you all in the next video. Happy sewing, and I hope you all have a great day. Bye.